The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, were in Nigeria on the invitation of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. How did the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, got involved in all this? You can't afford to miss this. Stick around as we bring you details. And the Chairman CEO NIDCOM, Honorable Abike Dabir Erewa, has called for more diaspora engagements with African countries for Africa's development, as Zambian government led a high-level delegation to Nigeria on a study tour of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM. It promises to be informative and educative. And on the show, our complimentary segments of Health Tips by Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas, AMPA, and our Diaspora of the Moment, where we spotlight Nigerians in the diaspora breaking barriers. This is the Diaspora, your favorite show. I am Khadija Bamali, your anchor. Please stay. Let's begin with the reception in honor of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Take a listen to the Chairman CEO, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, as she makes presentation of the Nigerian cultural attire to the august guests.
And the rapper, so we don't wait sometimes here. That's the rapper. And we never do without our head tie, which you can put completely on your head until the time. And to the prince, this is the actual Kendashiki. It also has the cap.
We're going to match it.
Yeah. Chief of Defense Staff, thank you for this opportunity.
The Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense, and other dignitaries made their presentations.
I want to reiterate the unwavering commitment of the Nigerian government to the welfare of our wounded and injured soldiers. We are dedicated to the recovery and rehabilitation. In this pursuit, we are eager to collaborate closely with the Victims Game Foundation to extend this vision to all formations within the armed forces of Nigeria. The Ministry of Defense understands the ongoing sacrifices made by our soldiers in numerous operations against adversity. We want to assure them that the government has a robust program in place to support their recovery in the event of injury. Regarding the possibility of hosting the Victims Games in Nigeria, we are enthusiastic about continuing discussion to determine the possibility and necessary modalities.
It is with great pleasure and deep sense of honor that I, on behalf of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army and indeed the entire Nigerian Army community, welcome your Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to Nigeria. I extend our warmest welcome to you on this historic occasion of your first visit as a couple to the land of the resilient people. The Armed Forces of Nigeria and indeed the Nigerian Army has had its fair share of negative side effects of combat owing to participation in many internal security operations as well as peace support operations and peacekeeping missions at home and abroad.
I'm really privileged and very excited to welcome the couple to Nigeria. I'm a doctor and I work in the cancer advocacy space, and I
Now you know how NIDCOM got involved in all this. Megan, by her DNA, is 44% a Nigerian. Therefore, a Nigerian coming home deserves all the honor. Kudos to NIDCOM. Now let's welcome the Zambian delegation on a study tour of NIDCOM. Honorable Abike Dabir Erewa, Chairman CEO, NIDCOM, was represented by Dr. Sule Yakubu Basi, Secretary to the Commission.
On the takeoff of NIDCOM, one of the first things we did, apart from setting up the administrative machinery to get the commission going according to laws, principles, procedures, and antecedents of the Nigerian government, was to have a national diaspora policy. And we would like to acknowledge the support of the European Union with the technical assistance of the IOM that helped us to midwife a national diaspora policy that was passed and adopted by the Federal Executive Council in the year 2021. The National Diaspora Policy is our Magna Carta for our engagements with Nigerians in the diaspora, and we have a copy here which will avail the Zambian delegation. It's also on our website. If you go to the website of NIDCOM, a soft copy is there. The National Diaspora Policy hinges on three main issues. One, to engage with the Nigerians in the diaspora. Two, to empower them to engage with Nigeria as a nation. Three, to enable them that through this engagement and empowerment, they will contribute to national development. We call it the 3E principles: engage, empower, and enable. So we have a copy here. We also discovered that there is the need for us to map out who is in the diaspora, what skills they have, and also where they live. So we have a diaspora data mapping and registration portal that is active 24/7. And it is still early days. We get data of who is where, what skills are available, and we use the connection and the contact to challenge them that while they are out there, we wish them well, but we also tell them that while they are out there, they shouldn't forget home. Because they are first of all our ambassadors at large, through their actions, through their activities, through their comportment. You will see most of what the presentations we have done is captured in it.
The delegation from Zambia also made presentations based on structure, scope, mandate, policy, law, and funding.
Our visit here today focuses mainly on the diaspora engagements and also to leverage on the experiences of Nigeria. I must state here that we are currently living in an area, like you've indicated, where migration is a reality. We are not living in a box. Globalization is here with us. And the quicker that everybody joins into the globalization sphere, the better that we are going to leverage on the benefits that come with migration. The increasing number of migrants reflects the importance of migration, which has become an integral part of our economies and societies. What is of importance, however, is to ensure that migration is well managed. What we've done as a country in terms of a few efforts on migration management is that we have revised, like I say, the Constitution to provide for dual citizenship, which allows for former Zambian nationals who may have lost their citizenship to reclaim their citizen status.
This study visit is a continuation of some of the engagements of which Nigerians have been invited. I could recall Mr. Bassi, we were together in Mauritius in 2022 October, where we specifically invited officials from the Diaspora Commission and the Central Bank of Nigeria to share their experiences alongside the member state of SADC on how diaspora can be a tool for development. So this is a follow-up to that initiative for the delegation from Zambia to learn how they can maximize the development potentials for migration, leveraging the diaspora population. We may also want to learn that this is an evolving areas of development in Zambia, and we do not expect Zambia to get to the level where Nigeria is today, but there could be one or two lessons that we can take back home, and we'll see how we want to start taking the progressive steps toward working with the Zambians who indeed develop certain interests.
Zambia recognizes its citizens living abroad as a relevant and integral part of the country. This was also mentioned by our head of delegation. The Zambian diaspora have actually been coined the 11th province because they are an extension of Zambia. They are part of us and they are who we are, and they are our first contact with the countries of the host countries. The government of Zambia launched its first national diaspora policy on 4th April 2019. This comes after a long time of consultations with various stakeholders. I must say that in 2009, we hosted diaspora desk in the State House of Zambia. Later on, this desk was then moved to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and this is the desk that now we sit on with my colleagues. The aim is to facilitate, mobilize a coordinated and effective framework for active engagement and participation of the Zambian diaspora in order to harness its potential for the socio-economic benefit of the country. However, we also look at the interests of the diaspora themselves. It was mentioned by the Secretary that there is need for us to engage and try and coax the diaspora. So those are the things that this framework also has embedded within it.
Let's take a short break. Keep watching The Diaspora.
This walk that you're walking, even though it was known as the point of no return, we see it now as the joy of return.
The spirit of Africa could not be broken by the transatlantic slave trade. You cannot lose the spirit. And the divine force, the spirit of Africa, has brought us back today.
Welcome to home.
Up next, our complimentary segment of Health Tips by Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas.
I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about health and wellness. Health and wellness is also performed by identifying and treating disease, but also by promoting health by healthy practices that you can perform on your own as an individual without necessarily going to see your physician. These include, number one, maintaining a healthy weight. A healthy weight, as calculated by your body mass index, is your weight in relation to your height. For instance, somebody who is 6 feet should or could weigh the same as somebody who is 5 feet if that person is overweight. So for every weight, there's an expectation where your weight should be that is a healthy calculated weight. And this is determined by the chart, which also could be determined by an app. A healthy weight is usually a body mass index under 30. Between 26 and 29 is ideal. And as you go further along the chart, you're noted to be overweight, obese, and or at a higher spectrum of abnormal. It's important to be able to maintain your body mass index right at a healthy weight and also not be at a lower weight, which is also not noted to be healthy. To do this, it's important, number 2, to maintain a healthy diet. It's important to understand that your diet is made up of different types of food, including carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And to be able to have a healthy diet, it's important to balance the different kinds of foods in proportion. For instance, don't have a food that is heavy on carbohydrates, such as rice, cassava, yam flour, swallowed food, fufu, semovita. Instead, try and balance that out with a heavier portion of protein, such as fish, beans, lentils, all different kinds of beans, meats, but meat in moderation, because these are less likely to be associated with you gaining weight. Vegetables are also a great source of micronutrients and are very healthy to consume. They contain beta-carotenes and a lot of antioxidants that are healthy. Green leafy vegetables, such as spinach, ugu, broccoli, asparagus, all pumpkin leaves, all sorts of naturally occurring green vegetables are very healthy for one, including also fruits that are very easily available and so wonderfully nutritious and taste very well for people to be able to have these nutrients for a healthy diet. It's important to have portions, so for whatever you eat, do it in moderation, not a large amount of anything, but limiting your intake to be able to control weight gain. The other thing that would be very helpful, in addition to these 2 things, are being active. Daily exercise has been associated with healthier life outcomes. So be active, choose a sport or a regular activity. For those who may be limited, even walking for 20-30 minutes a day is very helpful to maintain a healthy outlook and lifestyle. Don't sit all day if you have a sitting job. You could get up and walk throughout the day to be able to add to your physical activity, and dedicate at least half an hour each day to be able to be active and maintain an elevated heart rate that would help boost your metabolism. Limiting alcoholic beverages is also very important in being able to maintain a healthy diet and limit the effects of alcohol, which if used excessively could be associated with a milieu of things, including hypertension, liver disease, adverse effects for different conditions, including problems with the heart, liver, cardiovascular disease, and so have you.
Now, our diaspora of the moment.
Tope Awotono was born in Lagos, Nigeria. Awotono immigrated to the United States as a teenager. He is the founder and CEO of scheduling software company Calendly. Awotono, a former salesman for tech firms including EMC, now Dell EMC, founded Calendly out of his frustration with the back and forth emails required to schedule meetings. He bootstrapped Calendly for years before taking on a $350 million investment in 2021 that valued the firm at $3 billion. Before founding Calendly, he had started a few other businesses, including one that sold projectors and another that sold garden tools that flopped. He was recently named by Forbes as the richest immigrant and Nigerian American residing in the United States. He holds a net worth of $1.2 billion. Congratulations, Tope Awotono. We celebrate you as our diaspora of the moment.
That has been the diaspora for this week. Keep a date with us next week for another interesting episode. Stay positive.